Hey guys, sorry guys, sorry about that. Now I got cut off because yes, when I was singing for my soul and my hands were shaking. I still get nervous when I perform, but that shows me that I really care about what I sing. And um, as I was singing and I was talking about Jesus, right? I had to hear someone in the distance say something very negative, like they didn't want me to sing anything. Mind you, do you see anybody around me? You don't see any fucking body there. Yet. No fucking body there. Yet. When I'm singing about something that resonates with my soul and actually can resonate with other people's soul, you'll hear fuckers like that tell you what not to do. So when you were wondering why I made Edensville and why I made Fuente Quest, my quest is to fucking understand how come people rather have shit in their lives, but when you talk about love, when you talk about Jesus, when you talk about God, no one wants to hear that shit. But if I talked about fucking cutting people, if I talked about shooting motherfuckers, right? If I talked about raping motherfuckers out here, people would applaud that shit. Guess what, folks? Satan has nothing to do with that shit. In fact, he frowned on that shit. You making him look fucking bad. At least if he got to do some pillaging, he show you through history how the fuck to do that, right? You seen Hitler in them, right? Now that was a calculating fucker. But back to the story at hand. I am a complex creature. We are human beings after all, aren't we? All right. So, yeah, I have fire in me. I can't help that. Which I thought, God is just always kind and shit. Well, if that's the case, why he got angels with swords? That's neither here or there, right? So, when we were talking about Adam and him making that decision on eating the apple with Eve, right? I never thought to look at the Adam within myself and ask what made him feel like he either couldn't trust her or couldn't love her, or felt like I said, a distaste of bitterness in his mouth, like you had me defile or disrespect our Father in heaven based on this apple that we're going to eat, or that you already ate but I want to eat it with you. And I always used to ask my grandfather or people that I felt that were very spiritual, like, why didn't Adam just not eat the apple? And they would kind of brush it off or just smile about it. Could it just be that Adam simply loved Eve? Could it be that he loves her so much that if he had to really make a choice to love her wholeheartedly, it would take him to sacrifice being connected to his father, to their father, without saying that? Because we like to say, oh, I love you, or I'm in love with you, or I trust you. But when it comes to the action, it's very hard for human beings to really play that out. And even though we might get on Adam for getting angry at Eve, we might have to look at the Adam in ourselves and ask ourselves, like, what if he ate the apple simply because he loved her? He knew that if he didn't eat that apple, he couldn't be with her. He knew that if he didn't eat that apple, that she would have had to leave Eden alone by herself. And they were not made alone. He did not cry out to their father to have been made an equal, which is Eve, to then abandon her, even if she is wrong. Because if that meant if she's wrong, then he has to be wrong too. So what if the apple and him eating it was not a bad thing, but actually what caused the human race or humanity to exist in the first place? Matter of fact, before I get off my channel, because this is something that I'm really thinking about, And I'm going to further research this too today. As a young person, even now, as a 34-year-old, I asked the question, well then, if God knew that the tree of knowledge is not to be eaten, why would he put the tree of knowledge in Eden? That's like, you know damn well, that's like us as children. We adults now, but when we were kids, didn't we touch things that we knew we weren't supposed to touch? Like, example, fire. Ain't that some funny shit? And I was just talking about Satan being totally disrespected out here in the fucking streets. But yeah, we are taught not to put our hand over the stove. Why? Because this clay, when it's on something hot, can actually burn. It can melt. And if you're not prepared to see your body literally melt before your very eyes, don't put your hand over the fire. But they didn't want to say all that. They just say don't put your hand over the fire. What we do? We put our hand over the fire anyway. So that's like Adam and Eve eating the apple. The apple is like the damn fire. We constantly every day walk through fire in some way, shape, or form. We constantly do things we know we're not supposed to do. The question is, when they ate the apple, why be ashamed of it? Because God must have been laughing like, I can see y'all from, but I'm looking right down at you. You can't really, I'm going to pretend I ain't see you, but I'm going to come in just at the neck of time. That's going to be funny though, ain't it? It's going to be real funny, folks. But till we meet again, all the Adams out there, Ra, Anubis, Ra, Amy, Ava, Eve, Lilith, Lo, and many more names to come. Because I'm a complex creature, and I think they call that AKA human. So, all the masculine energies and all the feminine energies within me, I love you. I love you. Get it right. Get that right. Bye.